Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda. All right, good evening, folks. How are you? Friday, we've made it through another week. Actually had a little bit of a win today, and we can talk about it because, you know, I'm involved, and, you know, we've got all the paperwork here, you know, that's been like floating around and served, and, you know, like it's just but anyway, guys, thanks for everyone's prayers. I've under some restrictions and stuff, I've actually got in to see my dad today, and he's not well, guys, all right, but I'm happy, all right. I know I'm not happy because I know what the system is actually doing, but I'm happy I know where my good dad will be going in the pretty near future, okay, and that is to be with the good Lord. So again, guys, I have got up there today, but yeah, this is it's far from over. It's you know, we need to fight now for other people, you know what I mean, that they're going to pull these tyrannical things on, and that's where we are, you know. It's about standing up as you know, conglomerate guys, and standing for each other. So that's what we'll continue to do. And yeah, they funnily enough, me and Mel, no one even asked us to actually put a mask on today. No one said boo about a mask. They did have a security guard outside the door, outside the room, but, you know, anyway, you need that, you know what I mean, when there's people like me and my wife in there talking to my dad. But anyway, so, yeah, guys, quite interesting that, you know, no mask required now, yet the whole rest of the ward was masked up. So I think maybe a few people's emails and that hit home, yeah, and maybe made a little, you've just put that up, yeah, and made a bit of a difference, guys. So again, thank you. This is how we do it, all right? We all work together. Now, in this whole process, before we bring on the lady that we've got on tonight, guys, but a couple of things I want to say is in this whole process, we've made, you know, obviously phone calls to different places because, you know, they box you into this corner, you know, like this. And even though we've done the right thing, we've been very gentlemanlike about it. We've served the right documents. We've, you know, been, you know, willing to talk and chat. But the thing is, you know, we made some phone calls today and we come up with someone said, oh, you should see the human rights advocate, right? Human rights advocate. So we went looking, and like most things these days, you won't find a phone number to anybody. All right, you'll just find an email or something. So we go through the process of putting in something to this human rights advocate to see if we can talk to him and, you know, get me through this system, right? And anyway, guys, your human rights advocate. Now, we already know that the ombudsman's been removed. All right, he's just no longer existent. You can't get an ombudsman anymore. All right, they're taking all this away from you guys. But the human rights advocate, what we found was that the minimum fee, guys, for a human rights advocate, so you're paying for it, $145. That was the minimum fee to be able to actually lodge something with these people. Now, if you actually wanted a return phone call today because you had an urgent something to talk about, well, that's $250. Serious, guys. This is what our country has become. The human rights advocate is going to cost you either $145, or if you want a phone call back today, right, $250. Like, are you kidding? This would be funded by the taxpayers as well, and then you're paying for the service. I mean, guys, this is what we're up against. What do you think? What are you eating out there, guys, with your Cheetos and things like that? Are you seeing what's going around on TikTok with these guys with the microscopes, man? If we aren't ready to stand up like this lady that we've got on the show coming up now, guys, all right, who's been out there doing this shit, all right, and having a dig in the main street up there in a place called Wyndham, Hoppings Crossing, all right, up in that area. All right, so let's just bring her in. But, guys, we need to come together and we need to do what this lady here is doing, all right, which is getting out, being a presence. So, Patricia, thank you very much for coming on. We've seen your videos out there, hence we got hold of you. And come in and, hey, Cazz, how you going? But come in and introduce yourself, Patricia.
Hang on a minute. Let's just show some.
Okay.
Of residents in the community that believe in being informed and making informed decisions about your community. We've been working with the council for 18 months and have yet to get any meaningful change.
I'll bet you that's the truth.
18 months, yeah?
Yes. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, so what brings you to this point? Patricia, tell us your story.
Oh, yeah. So basically, I founded the City of Wyndham Action Group out our way because back January last year, there was a big kerfuffle at the council about them updating the City of Wyndham Plan 2040, which is like the vision for the city of where it's going to go. And then when we did research, we found out that we were a smart city and that all these changes were coming, and they were basically wanting to turn our city into a 15-minute city with the future saying they want high rise, no longer houses, one car per house and maybe no cars, walking and cycling and transport, and, things like that, that cameras on every corner. Anyway, we had a lot of people at that time were not happy with the plan, pushed back against the council, but ended up losing out. The council got around us by hiring an external consultant who agreed with them, and so they ignored about 200 of us who complained about the plan and passed it anyway. It's what the government wanted. So that's where the group was born, and since then I write to the council every week questioning their processes. It's not about emptying bins or cutting down trees. We poke at the council and ask questions about how they do things, the processes, and that their engagement's really bad. That's across all councils, not just ours. And how they give you the illusion that you're being represented, but they really don't want to hear what you have to say.
And
I
how
love the way they.
Yeah, how you spell with that?
Yeah.
Go, Cazz. Go.
Yeah, no, well, I love the way they put it up for community consultation. And you've got to be at this place for 30 minutes on a work day. And it's hidden in about this much fine print. Like, community can now open for community consultation. And then they sit there and they basically tell you what they're doing. And do you have any queries? That's their community consultation. No, it's actually like...
So true. We've tried to have discussions with our council about it. We've done petitions. We've asked for, like the latest one of the things I was yelling about on that day in that video was that we've been trying to get the council to alter their public meetings, the agenda. When we submit questions, we're not allowed to talk at council meetings. We've been told not allowed to talk, but you can submit 2 written questions prior to the meeting, which they answer at the meeting. The CEO answers. However, your questions are left till the last item on the agenda after they've already discussed and decided on everything that you want to ask questions about. So we've said to the council, well, can't you change your rules, bring our questions forward so that you can see what public has to say about them, the things you're going to decide on. And, and he laughed at us. He said, no, we're not changing the rules. That's how the rules are and we're not changing them. So hence me going out into the street and yelling about it, because trying to get residents to understand that they have no intention of listening to anything you have to say. Our council's engagement is they chuck it on what they call the loop online. And that's there saying, well, we've told everyone about it, all 320,000 of you. And, if you don't say anything, that's consent. There you go.
So you got 320,000 people in the area of Wyndham that you could be working with, and you've got how many people in your actual get together there would you have, Trish?
In our group?
Yeah.
We're across, we have a very committed group of people that meet every fortnight. Cool. So you'll see us around town doing that. And we do our own public council meetings, our own public meetings once a month. We're out on the street every Saturday, somewhere in the city. We're very active, actually. So we do our best. But our main role, of course, is to just inform people. Do you know what the council is doing? Do you know what their latest policy is? Do you know you're allowed to? It's not just about paying your rates and getting your bins emptied. If you don't mind me pointing out, one of the things that we did when we started this was...
Go for it.
Great, thank you. Appreciate that. Back in 2020, during COVID, mind you, when all this stuff was going on, it's another change. As I mentioned earlier when we spoke before we started, there was a lot of law changes back then. But the Local Government Act was changed in 2020, and there were 2 major things that changed in that law. One was they expanded the role of what councils were allowed to do. So it's not just rates, roads and rubbish now. They can do a motion on what's happening in Palestine now, which has got nothing to do with council, but they extended that because they wanted councils to do more things. However, they then also made a change and said that your councillor is only now just part of the decision-making process. They don't have the final say. Do you know who has the final say? The CEO. The CEO does. So you're given the illusion that if you vote that councillor in, they're there for you, to represent you when in the decisions at council. But I've noticed in the last year especially, that is not the case. If you go to them and complain, they've told me straight to my face, you're only one person. We don't have to listen to you. And in the act, they'll tell you under the engagement process, because they turned it into what's called a principle-based act. It's about the principles. There's no accountability, no transparency or any of that built in anymore, although they say that that's what it's for. But you can't force them to do anything. They straight out say, we ask you questions about it, we consult you, but we don't have to listen to anything you have to say. And they don't.
No.
It's a tick box exercise.
Yeah, and they do it under fictitious rules and laws that don't even really exist. As we know, these people just decide they have power, write a sentence to give them the power, and then go and initiate the power. You know what I mean? With no actual power whatsoever. It's a whole clown show out there. And yeah, so Patricia, we've got to work at these councils. You know what I mean? So how are you guys going up there? And what's the feedback? 18 months, and it's a hard slog. We know that. All right, you've got to be out there all the time to make a difference. So, are you excited? Are you seeing a difference?
Yep, you do. Well, I can tell you what's happening is over time, even with being shadow banned, say on Facebook, more and more people now we've noticed a year down the track are more open to being involved and asking questions. We get a lot of information out there. We talk to people face to face because that's where you can get through to them. That's why we're out on the streets every week, and we get more engagement than the council does. I can tell you. On a normal policy, they probably get, if they're lucky, say up to 100 responses on any of their consultations. The biggest one was the Wyndham Plan 2040, and that was because of us, because we made such a noise about it. They ended up having about, I think, 700 responses to that, and then the other 200 they ignored. And then the example, like in my video that you saw, was they had a petition put up at the last council meeting where 15 people signed a petition to introduce an LGBTQI+++ advisory council. It's happened across the board at every council. It's been done by the Pride lobby. And when I questioned the council about it, they said that, I know that's been made private. You can't know who was on that petition or anything like that. So I can't prove who instigated it, but it's been done across the board. So something's going on. Council jumped straight on that for 15 people. But when we did our petition, we had hundreds on there and they ignored that, saying, oh, that's not enough. So when it suits the council, when it fits the narrative, they allow it. But if I say anything in public, like when that video went out, you got the usual, oh, well, you must be homophobic or you must be whatever it is, the questionings. But it's not true. People in our group are from all walks of life. So it's not that. Not everybody agrees. The minute you see those letters, people tend to get a little bit offended by using
Patricia,
those
one
letters.
of the things that shocked me about council, and I've been told this, I haven't been able to verify it, but the person who told me is an excellent source, is that even though they don't get very much money, like for example, for attending, it's only like 20 grand a year or something like that for a smaller council. What actually happens is it's the bonuses that allows them to. So, for example, there's positions on certain boards and that is a massive kickback. And so the councillors, basically, that's why there are deals done and things like that, because there's these very big bonuses that are actually part of it.
Well, if you're not far wrong, our councils, I think, get about 30-something thousand. The mayor gets 100 and something. Our CEO gets nearly 500,000 a year. The executives get over 200,000. At our last budget, we had an operational budget of about 500 million. 100 million was spent on roads. 204 million was spent on staff wages. 204 million.
Oh.
And Yep, they're creeping up to like 50% of the operational budget is going on staff wages.
Yeah, and they're doing this everywhere. Yeah, they're doing this everywhere. They're doing this right nationally too with government positions, you know what I mean? Flooding the market, you know, and giving it to refugees and that as well. You know what I mean? All these people that are getting these so-called jobs, compliance jobs, this job, that job. They're all immigrants, guys, all of them. You're not going to get the job because you won't do the wrong thing. You'll do the right thing.
State government, they're all about inclusivity and equality and all of that. Yes,
Patricia, one of the other things that I was told, and this was actually by a councillor, this is some years ago, is that he'd just come back from a councillors' big meeting thing in Sydney for all the New South Wales councillors, and he just basically told me quietly, he said the councillors are actually very worried because somebody's going to challenge them under the referendum, so the two referendums that have been at some state. That's right.
I wouldn't be surprised.
And they're going to, and they're worried that they're going to be actually found illegitimate. So he used to actually tell people, "Oh, well, just write for a parking ticket, just say, I'll be challenging them under this." And I've been told that some people actually did that, and the parking tickets disappeared.
That does tend to happen when you push back. Our council raised, I think, $250,000 on parking fines at the last budget, and I said to them, "How come all of a sudden that's to shut up so high?" No, we haven't. And they said, "Oh no, we haven't done anything." Yeah, they went and hired all these extra inspectors and started going to all the areas where they knew people. There's not enough parking, obviously, and they went and fined everybody to make extra money. But could you prove it? No. It's what they do. There's a new bill, just off the back of what you said, Cazz. The new bill that's in Parliament right now, it's called the Integrity Bill. You have to laugh at that one, where they're altering the Act again, the Local Government Act of 2020, and introducing off the back of the Sandin report. There was a report done on corruption at council level that came out not long ago, and introducing a lot of those changes, and this bill's supposed to be that. But prior to the election coming up in October, they've done some ward reviews and changed all the wards numbers and stuff like that. Here we're going from 3 to 11 single member wards. And they're introducing a new committee now, which is going to sort of like override VCAT. They're going to have the power to discipline councillors that they don't like the behaviour of, up to like 12 months suspension. If they don't like, what you're saying, to asking too many questions. And to me, that's coming straight off the back of, they know that the upcoming elections, they're going to be inundated with people who are going to run to try and change the balance of power.
It's already happened. I know somebody.
Yeah, funnily enough, you should say that in North Sydney electorate, they're going to be scrapping one independent down there, right? Because they're moving the boundaries because the place hasn't progressed like other places and it hasn't grown. So therefore, they're going to lose one of the actual people on there. So they're starting to actually manipulate the scene to how they want it, So this is what they're doing. Yeah, I've actually had it up there for the run-in, but never got to it. But exactly what they're doing.
That's the freedom movement doing this. It's the freedom movement. Because we're all out there saying, oh, well, the only way now to do it, this is how you do it. You get as many people, real people, into council who can push back against the narrative. Yep. And if all the councillors band together as a group, they can oust the CEO and push back on the agenda. People don't know that. See, what happens is the council staff, they work like the state government. They never change. It doesn't matter who you vote in. The same people work there. So they go out of their way to make all the councillors infight. So they never can become a large group and come to an agreement and fight against the CEO. The CEO blackballs anybody who doesn't go along with the agenda. I've seen it happen at our council. If you ask too many questions as a councillor, he will accuse you of harassing his staff and then say to you, you're not allowed to talk to anybody but me. You have to email me directly, and then he ignores you to punish you for asking too many questions and not following the agenda. That's what happens.
They pass that to all their authorities. That's what the health department's playing with me at the moment. I got a bigger stick than you, and I'm going to hit you over the back of the head with it because I want to. Yeah, really.
Patricia, there's this unusual situation that's developed down in Melbourne, and I'd like your comment on it.
And Melbourne's north could see their rates almost double under a radical new plan. The Merribet Council will consider a motion for a differential rate system that charges landlords more and residents less. Joining us now is Merribet Councillor James Conlon. James, thank you.
What's the situation? Are you up to speed on that, or?
Yes, I am. Some of the work we do, we work with Council Watch. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're statewide. They deal with all councils, and they are trying to make changes as well. Basically what Merribet is proposing is illegal. They cannot have such a system which is too far skewed against one ratepayer as opposed to another. They won't be able to get away with it, as far as I'm concerned. I would fight that. That's not fair.
So it doesn't. What we're seeing though is it doesn't seem to matter. They don't care that they're doing illegal things. They're just doing them.
If people aren't pulling them up on it, that's why.
Yeah.
People don't know. Most residents don't know. They're very indifferent to the political thing.
Yeah. Look at the pressure we put on with just people sending emails up to Coaldale Hospital guys. Yous have made the difference. They're in a bit of a precarious situation now. They don't know what to do, how to react. They've let me in there under some some stipulations at the moment, but they are well on the back foot, guys. So again, when you guys go out and work in numbers, you make a difference. Okay, you do make a difference, all right, because they know that the stuff you people are sending in by email and phone call, whatever you've done, right, it's on their conscience, guys, all right? How come we never put a mask on today when the whole argument a week and a half or 2 weeks ago was about wearing masks and the efficiency of that? It's very, very funny, guys. We've got them on the back foot, people. Let's keep going.
Just on that too, I'd like to bring in this. This is Julian Gillespie is asking as many people as possible to fill out the below to hold the corrupt federal court judge Helen Rofe to account for her blatant perverse excuse reusing standing to keep the GMO case from being heard. That's with regards to the GMOs that was in the vaccines that they went to court about. I'll pop that into the chat at the moment so people can sign that if they so wish. But it is about us holding people to account. Like, I know that's why it's so important when we go to the courts and we're sitting in the court. The judges behave themselves when we're there. When we're not there, the judges just basically they run rampant.
Yep, exactly.
That
They
is the
do.
best thing to do. Yeah, it is the best. We do that. We turn up at every meeting and we're basically there, and they hate me doing that. They hate me asking all the questions because I highlight everything they don't want to be highlighted, and we're there watching them at every council meeting. They do not like us. We're persona non grata over there. They try to ignore us. They don't do what we ask. They have to be forced. We've done FOIs, all manner of things. They do not like it. Oh my God, I could write a book about the amount of stuff I found wrong at that place. But some of it's just, I mean, do you want me to launch? I can launch into another one if you want. There's many. But one of the other things that I got really upset about last year was that our council handed over $300,000 in cash, our ratepayers' money, took it out of theirs and put it directly into the bank account of the local Aboriginal corporation in our area, without knowing what it was for. The memorandum of understanding that was signed was not made public. We had to force them to release that. And the Bunurong Land Council at that time was being inspected for, under investigation for fraud. So I said to them, they're being investigated for fraud and you're handing over $300,000 of our money to them. So how's that money being spent? And they said, oh, you don't need to worry about it. It's been audited. We don't have to report it to you. And when I did my research, it was that the local Aboriginal corporation, all of those, they are Aboriginal charities, which means that they don't have the same rules that apply to them that everybody else does. They don't have to be audited. You don't know where that money's going. Did you know that?
This is what they do.
Yep. And they still to this day haven't told me how that, because they're scared because of the investigation. They've all sort of hidden it. Even the FOI has been buried to not actually report on where that money's gone. So that's just one.
Yeah.
Let's just, know.
Why are FOIs not working? Because we've had similar situations where FOIs and GIPPers are basically being ignored, and it's like, you cannot ignore this. This is in law. No.
And again, we got to pay for it.
They do. That's right. They do. Even with us. So what happens is, as with all things, as you mentioned earlier, Dave, with the ombudsman, they're useless because all their funding's been taken away purposely. They don't have the staff. I think the ombudsman's about a year behind as it is, looking at stuff that's wrong. So you sort of have to do, the numbers is going to work, Dave. This is the way I look at it. We need numbers, no matter what it is, as the public, as the residents. If you have a large number of people turn up, it scares the bejeebies out of them and then makes them take action. That's the only thing that'll work. That's what the Palestinians did last December. They gave a petition that was like thousands long, and thousands of people turned up to the meeting. For us, when we asked them to change the meeting, they never did. They always said, no, we're not changing the rules. When they turned up with thousands of people on that night, police, you name it, all of that, they changed the entire meeting to suit them. Brought it all forward, answered their questions, passed their petition, agreed with what they wanted. They did it all on the spot. So they know how it works. That is what we need. Now, our problem is to get people involved, they have to be emotionally connected to the thing you want them to turn up for. People just don't turn up. It's not sexy saying, let's fight against the council because they're doing the wrong thing to where you live. That's not enough. If you've got to actually try to convince people to be involved because it's protecting your family, your home, where you live. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about race in the bin.
But it is.
They can do whatever
it is a huge draw card when you say I'm fighting against the government, and it's like that is I'm in a death battle with the government. So
it's true. They do not like it. They do not like being questioned. I've worked that out.
No, they don't.
They do not like it. They attack me.
And
When
yet-
I go onto Facebook, I get attacked by their staff. You have no idea.
And yet the New South Wales Code of Conduct, basically for all public servants, is transparency, full transparency.
A lie.
You know,
It's
and
a lie.
not even to be seen to be doing the wrong thing.
I know, but it's
know?
not. And you know, anybody who has anything to do with any government department, whether it be a hospital, whether it be a council or the school, even, all has been taken over by the lunacy of this state government, this Labor state government, who's very left-leaning and does what they want, pretty much. If you don't do what they want, then they go and change the law, and then the next day they do what they want once they've changed the law to allow them to do what they want.
Well, they bully you into doing it first. Yeah, first they'll bully you into doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, so anybody who's discerning, who has critical thinking skills, who does their own research, which is most of the freedom movement, basically, they don't like. We're considered dissidents. So like what happened with your friend the other day about losing his Facebook for like 10 years or whatever. Thought that was hilarious. I thought, okay.
Over 3,000 days. Like,
I know.
like
Isn't that, I know. It's laughable, isn't it? That they've done that and they get away with it. Yeah,
it's certainly an accomplishment. I just have to play this because Dave's had somebody that's come out and advocated for him online. It's the first time he's ever done it, and it's really cute because people are standing up, and I think it's lovely.
Great.
Hi, this is my first video like this ever, and I'm doing this because I think someone needs to speak up for this particular person. Dave Graham's father is in Coaldale Hospital down near Wollongong. He's been banned from seeing him because he questions what they are doing. He's been served a notice so he can't see his father or anybody in any Illawarra district area for any reason if they're in hospital. That means if his wife Mel has a car accident, he can't go and be with her. If the kids are in hospital, he can't go and be with them. He has asked us to rally behind many a cause, but never for himself. So I'm asking on behalf of all the people who listen to him and get educated by him. All he does is speak truth, and he backs it up, and he vets everything he says. If it isn't vetted, he tells you so. So I'm asking for everybody. There'll be a couple of flashcards go up with who to contact. We need to ring Coaldale Hospital. We need to email them, speak to their admin. We need to get in touch with Illawarra Area Health and question this and ask them to lift this ban. He needs to be able to spend time with his father before he passes away. They're not doing the right thing by his father, from my understanding. But let's do the right thing by Dave and support him in this. Dave and Mel need our help. How about we all get together and give it to them? Thank you for listening.
Oh, God bless you.
Yeah, thanks, Neil.
That was lovely.
Yeah, it means a lot, you know. And look, yeah, it's just a matter of we've all got to stand up, guys. You know, I have got in today. Neil had done that, you know, previously to me actually getting in today. But again, guys, all they've done is given me a temporary lifting of their so-called, you know, piece of paper that they decided to give me with an RN nurse signing it as Jamie. Yeah, but, you know, a temporary lift. So there's nothing won here, you know, and I can't go in there without, you know, my sister or someone with me, you know what I mean, to see my dad. So they're still binding me up. But here they are, no masks. So, look, yeah, I agree, guys. They need to be educated. All right, we know this thing's coming down. We know they're being complicit in, using things like run, death is near and different things on people. You know what I mean? We have all the facts and the figures, guys. But yeah, look, thank you everyone that's behind us, and that's this is how we do it, guys. This is how we make change, because this will be a pretty high profile case. This, so the more people behind it, the bigger change we'll make.
Patricia, are you able to comment on the extent of their tyranny? Everything that the tyranny is coming through the court system, through the police, but not just that, the medical tyranny, like locking a man out from seeing his dying father and needing a license. I've never heard of such a thing.
No.
Public hospital system. It's a public hospital, I take it?
Yeah, public hospital. Yeah, Coaldale Public Hospital. Yeah, they just decided that they know better, and they don't like being challenged. As I said, the whole point of the challenge here was about, me giving them information about the mask, just as one thing. Now, we were refusing on the first day to put them on, and we just sat in the reception area and had the debate. You know what I mean? But then they go and have a secret meeting and go, oh, we can't have this guy around. He's a maniac. He's not going to wear, he's going to put people at risk. And then they have already a premeditated, plan that next time I visit the hospital, they're going to serve me with papers with security guards and tell me I can't see my dad. It's unbelievable.
It's an awful thing that they're doing. But I think a lot of this stems from the fact that most of these institutions rely on government funding. Like, the government's gotten so big and have their hands in everything across every level that if you rely on a handout, which is what this is, what the funding is, then you have to do what they say. So a lot of the doctors, even over the last few years of the stuff that's been going on, were all under the threat through the TGA of losing their licenses if they didn't. So these hospitals are in the same boat. They are told what their protocols are to be, and they have to follow them. Otherwise, they lose their jobs. That's what it comes down to. We have to get to a point where people are so uncomfortable that it doesn't matter if you lose your job. You've got to stand up to this tyranny across the board. At the moment, people still are going along with it by using the excuse, well, I've got a family to feed. I need to keep my job. So even though I might not agree with what they're telling me to do, I'm going to do it. That's essentially what's going on.
Exactly right. Yeah, and they know. They do know.
I'd like to play this guy getting arrested. It's one of the funniest arrests I've ever seen.
You just assured me that I could speak.
Sit down inside the car. We're not assuring anything. We're under arrest.
Look, I'm under what?
Come on.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
Get some cups.
Why did you do this to me?
Hop in the car. Get some cups.
For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Oh, yes. I see that you know your judo well. Good. And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? Now, get your hands off there.
No, I've only got one.
Ta-ta! And farewell.
That's the famous meme, that one. My son's got that on a T-shirt. My older son's got that on a T-shirt. It's a famous meme.
That's exactly how we need to go down, guys. Just, laughing it up. Yep.
Well, you have to. I think you're so right, Dave. Numbers. We need numbers. We need to get to a point. I truly believe it's going to get to a point where things are going to become so awful that people will have no choice but to band together and stand up against the tyranny, because it's all around us. It's everywhere. It's overwhelming. I like to focus on what I can do something about. Otherwise, you get depressed.
Well, Cliff High's come up with an unusual thing today. He goes, the AG of democracies was ancient Athens. The Athenians, 1, recognised that humans are corruptible. 2, circumstances control corruption. And 3, you can engineer circumstances. So they're set up to constrain politicians. They elected them for 1-year terms. They audited them when they won the election. And then when their term was over, if there were discrepancies, they executed them. And then he's gone, yep, works for me.
I wish we could. Our system's so corrupted now that you cannot make them accountable. It's like everyone just expects politicians to lie and not follow through with any promises they make. It's like people are just accepting bottom of the barrel stuff. And when we speak up, we're deemed to be, troublemakers.
Yeah, we're bruising the fruit. Yeah, we're bruising the fruit, mate. Hey, don't do that. Yeah.
Well, like the thing is that my parents' generation are a lot to blame because they go, you put in the one that's going to do the least amount of damage. So what, I've inherited this mess?
Yeah, I feel sorry for my kids. That's one of the reasons why I do what I do. I don't want my kids to inherit this mess that they're creating. I want to be able to look myself in the eyes in the mirror and say that I've done something. I'm trying to change things. I don't want to accept them and just handing whatever it is they're handing over.
Yeah, but history shows us that when you get to this level of corruption as well, that it basically the whole society just collapses, and we are in the middle of a collapse if we don't turn this around. So it has to be done just for our own survival, for our children's, also for everyone's survival, even just to basically survive. We've got to do this. So
I agree.
All right, Dave. Let
Trish go first. Trish, your closing comments. Been great to have you on the show. You're a great communicator, Trish. You're going to go a long way in what you do because you got the gift of the gab as good as I've got it and Cazz has got it. So we know you'll be successful. But yeah, your closing words before we, get you back on the show in the future. But what do you got to say to the Australian people?
I agree with you guys. We're all on the same page, and we all need to be able to band together. Create better communities. That's what we do in our ER. We want to all be able, this is a community what you're creating, and this is what we need to do. We need to be able to find the right, pick our battles and work together in numbers. It will change. It will.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting me speak.
Oh, look, pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show, darling. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's fantastic, actually. So, all right, Dave, close the show and it's amazing how God does this, but we're being taken out by a group that have written a song, and they're called 5 Times August, and they are talking about politicians, and it's basically liars, cheats, and crooks is the name of the song. So incredible how that happens. So, Dave, you close the show, and then I'll hit the button.
Okay, well, yeah, the live crooks are out there, guys, and they're in every one of your councils. They've infiltrated your school boards. They are your principals. They are your leading HR people within most corporations, all right? And these are the people who have infiltrated your system. And these are the people that you and we need to expose, just like we're doing now. And thanks again for everyone's help in doing it, guys, okay? That's not an incitement. That's standing up for what we believe in. All right. And when someone's doing the wrong thing about someone, we call them out and we give them the facts and the educational tools that they can use to make a better decision. So that's what we're about. And I'd like to thank everyone for that. It's been another great week, guys. It's been an up and a down. Okay. But guess what? You're in a war. You've already won it. Okay. We know that people like Trish and that, they're heading to their mantelpiece to get their trophy. All right. And there's a lot of other people around Australia and the world at this present time that are heading to that mantelpiece to take back that trophy that they know they've already won. All right, so I'll leave you with that for the weekend, guys. Go and get into what you do, your Forest of the Fallen, petitioning, roadside warriors, battalions, whatever they are, all right? Get out there, get involved, get the conversation going. Thanks, people. Thanks again, Trish. Great night.
Thank you.
Liars, cheats, and crooks. You want me scared, you want me weak, you want me brain dead and asleep, you want us trapped while you all laugh behind the scenes. You want us sick, you think we're dumb. You want us blind and you want us drugged. You want us poor while you get more of everything. But you don't get to tell me what to think and what to do. No, you don't get to tell me what is true. 'Cause you're just liars, cheats and crooks. Change the rules and you burn the books. And so I don't believe a single word you say. You're all liars, fakes and cons. Want you out and we want you gone. So don't believe this time you'll get away. You want us tricked, you want us numb. You want us scared and you want us stung. You want us shot and you want us bought in every way. You want our minds, you want our time. You want us framed up in your crimes. I hope you know that it's time to go and we're taking names. 'Cause you don't get to tell us what to think and what to do. You don't get to tell us what is true. 'Cause you're just liars, cheats and crooks. You change the rules and you burn the books. And so I don't believe a single word you say. You're all liars, fakes and cons. Want you out and we want you gone. So don't believe this time you'll get away. 'Cause we see la 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 all your life. La 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 all your lies. Got it. You don't get to tell us what to think and what to do. You don't get to tell us what to think and what to do. You don't get to tell us what to think and what to do. 'Cause you're just liars, cheats and crooks. You change the rules and you burn the books. And so I don't believe a single word you say. You're all liars, fakes and cons. Want you out or we want you gone. So don't believe this time you'll get away. 'Cause we see la 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 all your life. La 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 all your lies. Let me hear it. We see la 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 all your life. La 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 all your lies. You're just liars, cheats and crooks. You change the rules and you burn the books. And so I don't believe a single word you say. You're all liars, fakes and cons. Want you out and we want you gone. So don't believe this time you'll get away. So we see la 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 all your life. La 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 all your lies. Louder. La 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 all your lies. La 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 all your lies. We see la 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 all your lies. La 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 all your lies. We see la 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 all your lies. La 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 all your lies. One more time. La 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 all your lies. La 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 all your lives.
And we apologize to Hebrew.
Perfect. Thank you so much.